Welcome back to the Right Corner YouTube channel. You are back again for some Zim political updates. What's happening on Twitter? What are Zim politicians saying on X, formerly Twitter? Zim prominent people, what are they debating over on Twitter? What's happening in and outside Zimbabwe? Was unfiltered information and also reporting it as it is here on the Right Corner. So please subscribe to my channel. Getting into business straight, today I'm looking at SHADAYA KNIGHT. SHADAYA is a self-proclaimed anti-feminist, a controversial Zimbabwean social media personality, particularly on Twitter and Facebook. He posted on his X account Twitter that as a woman's character is influenced by her career. I'm just gonna read what SHADAYA wrote on his Twitter account on the 8th of August. On the 8th of September, he wrote, "Here is the thing. Careers influence the characters of women, which is why it is important to also rate a woman based on her career or field of education. And this may sound backward till life teaches you a very harsh lesson. Below are some major careers, area of study, and how they shape women's behavior. Politicians. Number 1, avoid women in politics. They are crooks due to the nature of the political environment itself. Politics is about interest, and the politicians are quick to shift their support or loyalty to whatever serves their interest. Don't be shocked if she ends up sleeping around with whoever serves her best interest. Politics, to be more specific, power corrupts the minds." That's what SHADAYA said. He goes on to say, lawyers, to be more specific, the sham code liars. The whole profession is based on the ability to lie convincingly. Why would you trust someone who lies for a living? The day she is done with you, she will lie convincingly against you and leave you hanging dry. 3. He talks about engineers and doctors also. He said, these ones have a mission to prove that they can do whatever a man can do. A woman is supposed to be complete. To complete you, not complete with you. They are out of touch with their femininity. By competing with men, they become masculine. Their whole characters are centered on their profession, e.g., they will always refer to them as doctor or engineer, be it in real life or social media. He also goes on to talk about accountant. He says, to be more specific, women in the finance sector, they have an unhealthy appetite for money than the average women. And women who love money tend to be materialistic. Materialistic women are hard to satisfy. She will always demand more. He goes on to mention about journalists. This is a profession based on gossip, spreading information, be it fact or false, as long as it suits the narrative. And they will do anything to get the latest scoop. At the same time, always think of that time when the relationship ends. What kind of information do you think she will spread about you? He goes on to talk about nurses. He said, let's just say those night shifts won't end innocently, and she would want you to believe these ones have a license to cheat, get ready to raise kids that aren't yours. He goes on to talk about psychologists. He said, these ones are good at avoiding accountability. They will always have a perfect excuse to rationalize their actions. You will never ever hear the word sorry from her. You don't want to be with a woman who thinks she's always right and she's never in the wrong. Anytime you try to raise a point to impress yourself, you will be cancelled. Secretaries or personal assistant, he said, one way or the other, we all know how the story goes. They always end up sleeping with their bosses. Why not? Instinctively, women are attracted to power, and their boss will have so much power over her. As he commands her entire day, she's more fearful of her boss than her only boyfriend or husband. He goes on to talk he then said, in hospitality, to be more specific, those who work on ship and airplanes daily, she gets to the opportunities to monkey branch. The reason why women love traveling so much is because of new experiences, and new experiences means new pistols. So, does this mean all women in this profession ends are bad? No. But at the same time again, the exception does not make the rule. One is always free to experiment. So what professions or fields should one try to pick from above others? He goes on to say agriculture. That war profession is based on this fundamental principle nurturing, and its crops from a seed till its harvest, and if it's an animal from its birth to its death. Observe your own woman. If she doesn't love basic gardening, that is a red flag. Gardening highlights a woman's ability to nurture. Teachers, to be more specific, those who deal with kindergarten and primary school kids, it takes femininity to deal with young children. Young children are a nightmare. They are all kinds of troublesome. It takes a great deal of tapping into femininity to deal with them, which is why it is very important for you to observe how your woman is towards little kids. It takes a great deal of tapping into femininity to deal with them, which is why it is very important for you to observe how your woman is towards little kids. Is she warm or cold, learn or perish, like he always said? This was SHADAYA KNIGHT yesterday, the 8th of September, on his Twitter account. But then, like you all know that statements like this, words like this, they trigger people's reactions. The citizens were reacting. For example, Maima Gaisa on Twitter responded saying that, Shadaya, you are against feminist ideology. Yes, I agree with your verdicts, but at times you miss the point, she said. Mr. Payne also goes on to say, sometime, not so long ago, you made a case about how weakness is a man in a man is repulsive. Doesn't this mentality in a way scream for weakness, fear of being challenged, insecurities? Another one said, truly speaking, Fazaima Here not married, Namatai not married, Linda Masaria damned, not knowing much about Shimbiri, that's Maima Gaisa again. And then Mr. Penn goes on to say, you can't claim to have strong jaws and teeth when you only bite into soft, tender, and easily crushable foods. Yeah, so that is all from Shadaya. Let's get to hear your comments. What do you think about all this? Let me hear your comments in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe and also turning on the notification bell so that whenever I post something, you'll be the first person to be notified.